Hello everyone, it is Toby here, and you might be able to tell by my slightly chalky attire, and it is because I have just finished a log press, and that concludes my week of heavy singles at the end of this block with Loz, and you could tell by the title we hit a great many PRs. So today I thought I would share with you this week of PRs. I said in the last video that I would be doing so because I hit a lot of great numbers. Obviously the last video was the deadlift max, which is part of this video, but if you haven't seen it already, I go through specifically just the deadlift because it is the most impressive and most requested PR, so I made a whole separate video on that, so go and check out the cards for that one. But today's video is going to be primarily focused on the squat, the bench and the log press. So I started off 2022 with the numbers as follows. I had a 95 kilo log press, I had a 110 kilo bench, I had a 200 kilo squat, and I had a 230 kilo deadlift. So going into 2022, I said to myself, I want to finish the year with a 105 kilo log press, a 130 kilo bench, a 215 kilo squat, and a 250 kilo deadlift. And well, that's why we're here now. That is what we are going for this week. About midway through the year, I had hit a bit of a plateau on all of my lifts. I had got a 115 kilo bench earlier in the year, and I got a 100 kilo log press earlier in the year as well, but it was a very, very hard lift, very soft lockout. I'd also managed to get 235 and 232.5 kilo deadlift off the floor, but never locked out. So I made it all the way to July without a deadlift PR. I plateaued for a solid 10 months. Squat, on the other hand, went quite well. I hit my target of 215 kilos earlier in the year than I expected, but I wasn't happy with the depth. So that is when, in August, I decided to hire Big Loz as my coach. And that is really the premise of this video, is to showcase what that has done for me and my strength. So without further ado, today I will be showcasing my new 2022 numbers ready for 2023. And I'll be talking about my goals for 2023 a little later in the video. But yes, we're going to kick it off with the log press, which is the one I have just done. Let me show you. So as you could see, 110 kilo, failed at the first attempt, but the second attempt we grinded through and we managed to get it. I'd already got 105 kilo last week, and that is why I was happy with my progress this year on log. I got my goal, but 110, it went up, and that same weight is my bench PR for the start of 2022. So the fact I'm now log pressing what was my bench PR just a year ago is insane progress. So yeah, the thing I need to work on with log mainly now is my clean. I have a feeling that if I mess up my clean, the press never goes. And if I manage to get the clean perfect, then I usually compress it. So that's what happened in the first attempt. See, after clean, I had to step out a bit and it used some energy and I wasn't able to get it. So the clean of the log is something I probably will need to work on for the foreseeable future. But next up, it is the bench press. So the bench press is one of the lifts that saw major improvement this year. We went from a 110 kilo bench press with a really dodgy and slow technique to 130 kilos, nice and smooth, with definitely more in the tank. It's probably a good time to say that these aren't 1 rep max attempts aside from the deadlift. These are just my heavy singles. So for a lot of these, there is more in the tank. I'd say there is not more in the tank at the minute for the log press. That was pretty much my limit until I work on the clean. But the bench, there's definitely probably around about 140 kilo there, but the program called for me to just do a single at 130 and do it well, and that is exactly what happened. My bench, I've fixed my bench technique this year. My bench technique was something I really worked on. Obviously, being a strongman, it is not the most important lift to get technique right, as it's mainly a strength builder. But once I did nail it, my bench started flying. I was doing 115, which was my PR about midway through the year. I was ending up doing that for 4 sets of 4 by the end of this program. So 130 bench, absolutely flew, felt amazing. Let's move on to squat. So 220 squat there, as you could see, was nice and smooth. This year was the year that I started using knee wraps, and with that in mind, my squat for max didn't improve a great deal. I went from 200/205, I can't remember exactly, up to 220, which was, again, above my goal, but it could have been more. The main thing that improved was my squatting for reps and my endurance on the squat. Coming into 2022, my squat for reps, I got a 170 double, a really high and slow 180 double, and I'd never done anything higher than that for any sort of reps. By the end of this program, I was doing 190 kilo for 5s. I was doing, 205 kilos for 3s, 212.5 kilo, which is more than my PR was at the start of the year for a double, nice and easily, and squatting for reps really was the main improvement I saw from that, which is obviously the main thing to focus on in strongman. Is squatting for reps. Squat for max is not really a massive event in strongman. It's happened a couple times. But yeah, I'm just very, very happy how my leg strength mainly has increased. And with that being said, let's move on to the final lift, the deadlift, which you would have already seen in the last video. So just to reiterate, 250 there was the big goal of the year. The deadlift was the one I really wanted to focus on and the one I hit a plateau on massively. And to get 250 with that sort of ease, I've said it a lot in the last video, is really, really nice. But I'm not going to dwell too much on the deadlift. As I said, go watch the other video if you want to see more on that in depth. But I just wanted to stick it in here as it is part of the PR week. So with that out of the way, let's move on to my 2023 goals. You have seen my best lifts of 2022 all happened in the last week of 2022. It is literally the 30th of December when I am recording this, so we are but one day away from 2023. So what do you reckon I will hit in 2023? Before I say my goals, comment down below what you think I'll be able to get in a year's time. So I'm going to be conservative on my goals and focus more on short-term goals. So I don't like being a whole goal for the year, even though this is what I'll say these are. This is more weights that I will be able to get in 2023 at some point, but depending on different factors, it may be earlier in the year, it may be right at the end of the year. But these are the numbers that I expect I will hit in 2023. So starting with the log press, I reckon I will hit a 120 kilo log press, perhaps 125 at a push. That is where I want to hit. That is an amazing weight for me to be able to do. If I got 110 this year, what another 10 kilo? I'm sure I'll be able to get that in the next year. With the bench, I reckon I would like a 150 kilo bench. It's a nice round number, 1.5, 150. It's a lovely, lovely round number, and it is something that I want to hit. It's an absolutely amazing number to say for bench. 140 obviously is 3 plates aside. I reckon I've got that in me now, so 150 by this time next year is a conservative goal I reckon I can hit. And for the squat, now this one's a hard one to judge because, as I said, my squat for max tends to suffer now that my focus is squatting for reps. But if I've got 220 with that sort of speed now, that means I've probably got 230 with a struggle, which means I would like 240 kilos by the end of 2023. at a minimum, again, these are conservative goals. These are my short-term goals that I reckon I will be hitting soon. So a 240 kilo squat will put my squat end of next year close to what my deadlift was at the start of this year. So that is a conservative goal that I reckon I could hit. A 240 kilo squat would be a nice number to go for. And the big one, the deadlift. What do I reckon I can hit? A lot of you will be screaming to put 300 on there. Another 50 kilo would be ridiculous on my deadlift. But I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to be conservative. I would like a 600-pound deadlift, which is 272.5 kilograms. So that is what I want by the end of 2023. By the way, that speed on the 250 moved, I reckon I've got 260 on a good day in me at the minute. So 272.5 should be a good goal by the end of the year. But that is what I want to do by the end of 2023. Big numbers. I can't believe I'm saying this. If you had said to me a year ago that these would be my numbers by the end of the year, it'd be amazing. So it's a really, really great thing. But I hope you did enjoy that little insight into my current PRs. I know a lot of you are very interested in what sort of weight I can actually shift, because a lot of my training that I upload is just training, because my max attempts are so few and far between at the moment. But that is the way to do it. You don't want to be going for a max every other week, because that will really hurt your progress. So hopefully you enjoyed this insight into my PRs and showing you where we are at going into 2023. And I want you guys to let me know your goals for 2023 down in the comments, and also your current PRs, because I'm very interested to see. But that is that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been Toby. If you could like the video, that'd be amazing. As a little congratulations for getting all these PRs. I wanted to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. That is the one PR that I did not hit. I'm on about 430 at the time of recording. So if you guys could get me that goal as quickly as possible, that would be amazing. So I could go into 2023 knowing that even though I didn't hit that goal quite so quickly, maybe I will a lot sooner in 2023. So yeah, please subscribe, comment down below, like the video, and I've been Toby, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.